Losing weight and maintaining a healthy lifestyle is, for some reason, extremely hard, but we all really want to aspire to that. So today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what I'm doing and why I think it works. Hey there friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Melanie, and today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about weight loss. I want to share with you my weight loss story, kind of some of the things that have worked for me, the things that have not worked for me. At the end of this video, I'm going to be sharing with you some pictures that are a little bit hard for me to share, but I want to be honest with you guys about my journey, about my struggles and my successes, in the hopes that it will inspire someone to keep on their journey. So let me first say I don't have any notes to guide me through this video. I'm pretty much just going to ramble my way through it because that is how I tend to do a little bit. I just do better that way if I just speak off the cuff. So I have been struggling with my weight for probably, on and off, I would say for probably 13 or 14 years. As a child and as a young teenager and young adult, I did not have weight struggles. I was that person in high school who actually wanted to gain weight because I was so incredibly thin. I wanted to look more like my friends who, in my opinion, looked healthy because they had more weight on them. But I really struggled with that. I had an extremely high metabolism and I burned off everything I ate, no matter what it was. I did not know how lucky I was at the time. Do any of us? So I was that person who never struggled with my weight until after the birth of my second child. My first child I had when I was 22 or 23, right about that age, and I was extremely active throughout my entire pregnancy with her, and even after my pregnancy with her I was still fairly active. I was a competitive dancer whenever I was in college, and that was during this time frame, so I really did not struggle to maintain a healthy weight during my pregnancy or after my pregnancy with her. My second daughter, however, I got pregnant with when my first daughter was only 6 months old, and so pretty quickly after that my dancing days were over. I did gain a little bit more weight during my second pregnancy, but in hindsight it still wasn't that much. So at the end of my second pregnancy, when I had my second daughter, who by the way will be 15 this fall, I was still carrying a little bit of weight, but it wasn't anything tremendous. But for me, it felt like a lot because of where I had previously been. So when my second child was about 6 to 8 months old, maybe a little bit, maybe she was 1, I decided that I wanted to lose some of the baby weight that I was still holding on to. I don't remember my exact weight at that time, but I'm gonna guess and say it was probably about 145 pounds. For me, that was extremely high because when I was in college and when I was dancing, I was about 120, 125 pounds and I felt great. So to be 145 pounds felt like a lot to me at the time. I was working full-time and I had 2 young kids, and so I knew that I didn't have a lot of options when it came to exercise. Fortunately, my employer at that time offered a gym membership to its employees, and so I took advantage of that and I walked on the treadmill. I believe I did that 3 days a week, and I did yoga 2 or 3 days a week. I also at that point cut out all sugar, or most sugar. I stopped drinking regular sodas, and I stopped eating like snack cakes and cookies and things like that. Sweet tea. I live in the South, so sweet tea is kind of a big deal. I just basically cut out the processed refined sugar that I was putting in my body. I did not cut out sugars like that you find in barbecue sauce or ketchup or salad dressings or things like that. I wasn't quite that intense about it, but I did cut out all of that extra sugar, and I started counting calories. Now, this was the first time in my entire life that I had ever actually made an attempt to lose weight, and I didn't really know the best way to do that. And at that time, YouTube wasn't really a thing, and the internet was not as big as it is now, so there wasn't a lot of information available to me. I basically figured if I was exercising and I was eating a little more healthy, surely I was going to lose weight. And I did. I counted my calories. I actually restricted my calories way too much. I mean, I think I was limiting myself to about 1,200 calories a day, which is very, very low and not incredibly healthy. I was also, excuse me, being active and walking or doing yoga 4 to 5 days a week, sometimes 6, and I lost the weight. Within 6 months, I lost 50 pounds. That can't be right. I must have been heavier than 145 in that case. Maybe I was, no, I actually was. I had gotten up to 185 pounds. That's what it was. I got up to 185 pounds, which at that point was the heaviest that I had ever been. See, I've gone through this yo-yo of the weight so many times, I've lost track of the numbers. So 185 pounds, and over the course of a 6-month period, I lost 50 pounds, and that brought me down to 135 pounds, which I was very happy with. I didn't feel like it was a tremendously hard thing to lose that weight, but again, I was very young. I was only about 25 when all of this happened, and my metabolism was still easy to reignite, and you know, I was doing moderate exercise, nothing too terribly intense. It didn't take up my entire life. I did count my calories, but I still pretty much ate anything I wanted to. I guess I technically was doing the if it fits your macros at that time, and I didn't even know that, I don't even think that was a thing at the time. I ate whatever I wanted to as long as it fit in my calorie count for the day, so without sugar. I really did keep a close eye on the sugar. At least I had that part right. So I did lose the weight, and I got down to about 135 pounds. And I was able to maintain that for a few years, but I will be honest and say to you guys that I did not live a healthy lifestyle. I maintained that weight through stress and being unhappy and basically starving myself, but not on purpose. I wasn't intentionally starving myself. I just lived my life and didn't really take the time to nourish my body properly. I ate sometimes if I was hungry, and if I didn't have time or I just didn't feel like it, I just didn't eat. So that was definitely not the best way to maintain that weight. That's not a healthy way to maintain your weight. You've got to fuel your body. So I may have been thin, but I was extremely unhealthy on the inside. I was extremely unhealthy mentally and emotionally and physically, but I was down to my goal weight, so that's what really mattered, right? So I weighed about 135 to 140 pounds all the way up until I met my husband. I met my husband when I was 28. And at that point, I was still at my goal weight. I still felt good about the way that I looked, and I didn't stress about it. Well, within 2 years of us being together, I gave birth to my son. And some of the pictures that you are going to see at the end of this video are me post my son's, you know, post the pregnancy with my son. I got up to my absolute heaviest ever when I was pregnant with him. I'm pretty sure I was pushing 230 pounds at the end of my pregnancy. And that on my body was a lot of weight. It just really was. For the record, I am 5'7", you know, somewhere between 5'7" and 5'8". I'm about 5'7" and a half, but you know, who's counting the half? So I'm not incredibly short. I'm not extremely tall. I'm kind of on the taller, you know, side of average. So I can actually carry more weight than you might think and it still look appropriate for my body. 230 pounds was not appropriate for my body. Now, yes, I was carrying a child at the time, but after I had him, I was still over 200 pounds. And that was extremely hard for me. Like I said, the pictures that I'm going to be sharing with you guys are me over 200 pounds. I was depressed. I was miserable. I was so incredibly unhappy because of the way that I looked and because of the way that I felt, but I didn't really know what to do about it. So I carried that weight for a while, and then I was introduced to Beachbody. Beachbody has been great for me at different times in my life, and I'll kind of talk a little bit more about that. I'm really at the beginning of this video just trying to share with you my story, and then I'm gonna hopefully give you some helpful tips. So I did do Beachbody. My son was probably, I would say probably 2 or 3 when I was introduced to Beachbody, and I started doing P90X, P90X 3 maybe at that time, I don't remember. But I had a hard time losing the weight. It just didn't want to come off as easily as it had when I was in my early 20s. So I did struggle to lose the weight after having my son. I never really got down to a very low weight, and that was really, really, really hard for me. So about 18 months after I had my son, I developed some health complications, some digestive issues, which to this day I still struggle with, but at least I kind of have an idea of what they are and I can manage that. But at the time, I did not know what it was. I just knew that I was sick. I had a really hard time eating. I had a hard time keeping food down. And so I lost some weight over, you know, because of that. But again, that's not a healthy way to lose weight. You don't want to lose weight because you're sick and can't eat. Regardless, I got down to about 155 pounds. And so that was my weight when my husband and I got married. We got married when our son was 2. So when my son was 2, I was down to about 155 pounds, and I was okay. I still felt heavy. I still felt like I wanted to lose more weight. I didn't feel as heavy as I had before, but I knew I wasn't at that 135 that I was when I met my husband. And so my weight has always been a struggle for me. It's always been an emotional struggle and a mental struggle. And so I was at 155 pounds. 2 years after that, I got pregnant, or a year after that, I got pregnant with my 4th child. Now again, when I was pregnant with her, I was struggling with a lot of health issues, digestive health issues. I wasn't able to eat very much, and so literally everything that I put in my body went straight to her. I actually lost weight during my pregnancy and ended up only gaining 8 pounds. From the time that I got pregnant until the day I had her, I gained 8 pounds. That is it. I was very, very unhealthy. And there's not really much I can say about that. I tried when I was pregnant with her to eat the best that I could, and I struggled with a lot of fear during my pregnancy with her because I was afraid that my health issues were going to cause me to miscarry, or that she would be malnourished, or, you know, just so many other things that I was afraid of. And so I really, really struggled during my pregnancy with her. I did the best that I could. She ended up being born a healthy 6-pound baby. So of the 8 pounds that I gained, 6 pounds of it was her. And if you know anything about pregnancy, you will know that about 20 pounds of your ending weight is baby and all the stuff that comes with baby. So you can do the math and figure out that if I only gained 8 pounds and 20 of it was baby, I had actually lost some weight during my pregnancy, you know, from my own body. So after I had my 4th child, slowly my weight started creeping back up again. My digestive issues still persist to this day, but I have learned how to work around them. And I learned how to manipulate my body to the point that I could put weight back on. So that is, I mean, she is now 4. And over the course of the past 4 years, I have had my weight go up, and then I've worked and had it come down, and then it'll go back up, and then it comes back down. And it's basically an annual thing. During the summer, I work out and I lose weight, and then the fall comes around and Halloween and Thanksgiving and Christmas and all the yummy, delicious foods, and my weight will go back up. And then the summer will come around and my weight will go back down. So it's just been a cycle for me. It's been a vicious cycle. And through the course of all of it, I've learned some things. And so all of that to, you know, finally get to the point where I'm going to share with you guys what I'm doing right now, what is working for me, what has not worked for me, and kind of just my thoughts on weight loss in general. So my current situation is that I am doing something known as LISS cardio. It is LISS. Many of you have probably heard of HIIT cardio, which is high intensity interval training. LISS cardio is low intensity steady state cardio. So basically that means power walking, or maybe you would do an elliptical is relatively less, you know, relatively low intensity if you're not going too terribly fast. You could do a stationary bike, you could do anything like that. It's not going to be really intense training. So I am doing, I walk / jog, like I power walk / jog. I do throw in some jogging with my walking because I do want to increase my cardiovascular health and my cardiovascular endurance. I want my heart to be healthy, and so I do mix in, you know, 30-second to a minute intervals of running with my walking. But I do walk 3 miles a day. I say that usually I do that 4 to 5 days a week. So I take Saturday and Sunday to rest because, quite honestly, my body gets really tired. For anyone who's not sure, I also forgot to mention this. At this point, I am 38 years old. I'm almost 39, and so I'm not in my early 20s anymore. My body can't do what it used to do, and it is a little bit harder for me now, and it's harder for me to lose weight. So forgot to throw that out there. I told you guys I'm a rambling mess. Hopefully you're following along. So that is what I'm doing right now. I do the LISS cardio 4 to 5 days a week, and then I'm also doing some strength training. Now, I have done so many different types of training over the years. I have tried full weight training where I'm doing almost all weights and I'm not doing any cardio. I've done full cardio and no weights. I have done so many different things. This is what's working for me. So I do my walking, I do weight training 2 to 3 days a week, kind of depending on what I have going on. So minimum of 2 days a week I'll do weight training, and then possibly like on Saturday I'll do weight training. And I honestly am using a lot of videos that I have found on YouTube for at-home workouts. I do have a Beachbody On Demand subscription. I can go to those workouts if I really feel like I want to. But in all honesty, sometimes those discourage me. I know that they're supposed to be motivating, but sometimes I get discouraged wondering, why can't I look like that? Why can't I be that athletic? Why don't I have the ability to do the things that they're doing? And so it actually has the opposite effect on me sometimes. I need to see a real mom or a real, you know, woman who's not tiny doing workouts in order to feel like I can do this. So there are thousands of videos on YouTube that you can look up for at-home workouts, and I would encourage you to do that if you can't afford a gym membership or, you know, something like Beachbody On Demand. I have paid for many different workout programs over the years. I've spent hundreds and hundreds of dollars. It's available on YouTube for free, so helpful tip there. So I do weight training. I do relatively moderate weight training. I'm not doing anything super heavy right now because I just feel like that tends to slow down my progress towards my goals. So I usually will do moderate weight training 2 days a week, and then I do my cardio. As far as my eating, right now I am really just trying to stay away from processed foods as much as I can. I very much use in my mindset an 80-20 split. I try to make 80% of my meals healthy foods, and 20% I have a little bit more leeway. So, and I will even go so far as to apply that per meal. So if I am having a meal and 80% of it is really healthy, then I'm okay with the little 20% being maybe not the best. As an example, if I'm gonna have a salad and it's like full of really great protein and veggies, and I've got some just really great stuff in there, I might throw a little bit of cheese in there, or I might throw a little, you know, the slightly unhealthy salad dressing, I might use that. So it's kind of, it's a mindset thing. So I try to do the best that I can. Monday through Friday, I stick with my plan and I make sure that I'm eating clean. And then over the weekend, I allow myself to have a little bit more leeway with my meals. You know, if we're going to have pizza movie night on Friday, I will allow myself to have a couple slices of pizza. I don't go crazy and eat 5 slices of pizza, but a couple pieces, I'm okay with that. You know, on Saturday, if my family is going to have a special meal on Saturday, I might allow myself to have a little bit of that, you know, whatever it may be. On Sunday, previous to, I'm doing a sugar fast right now, but previous to that, on Sunday, I might have 1 donut when we go to church, but that's it. I'm not eating 3 or 4. And I didn't do that the entire week. It's really only that one time, one day. And I don't feel like allowing myself to have these small little treats, if you want to call them that, is going to derail the hard work that I've done for the entire week. So right now I'm on a sugar fast. I'm not having any sugar, but that is in, yes, I know that that's good for my body, and I don't take in a lot of sugar anyway, but right now I'm actually fasting in preparation for my mission trip. So that's really not related to the diet. So what else can I say about the diet? Honestly, we all know that we need to be putting good things in our body if we want good things to happen for our body. But it's really difficult to break some of those addictions that we can have to food. I am first and foremost going to tell you that I really like carbs a whole lot, and I really like sugar, and I really like cheese. And those things are the things that make my body feel terrible. They make me put on weight, they make me feel down, they don't give me energy. And so coming to grips with that and learning to accept that and basically just get over it, get over the fact that those things aren't good for you, it's what you have to do. So let me tell you guys really quickly, I did want to mention, I have heard it said countless times, the best kind of workout is the one you're actually going to do. I cannot begin to tell you how absolutely true that is. If the only workout that you genuinely will do is to go outside and walk in your neighborhood for 30 minutes, do it. Don't let anyone tell you that weight training is a must, or that you have to do HIIT training, or you have to do any of these other forms of training. If you love to dance, then dance. If you love to swim, then swim. If you love running, then run. But if you hate running, don't make yourself do it. Don't tell yourself this is the only way I can lose weight, because that is absolutely not true. HIIT training is not the only way to lose weight. Weight training is not the only way to lose weight. The only way that you're going to lose weight and change your body is with consistently moving. And you're not going to be consistent with something if you're forcing yourself to do something that you hate. Stepping off my soapbox. That is something that I have really struggled with, because I have had people tell me in the past, oh, you have to do HIIT training. You have to do this. You have to do that. And the truth is, I hated it. I hate running. I hate HIIT training. I hate plyometrics. Oh my gosh, I cannot stand plyometrics. It is hands down my least favorite exercise of all time. Seriously. But I absolutely love putting my headphones on and going outside and jamming to some music that I truly love and just getting my walk on. I get out there and I walk and I get in the zone and I'm listening to my music and I'm having a good time. I'm working up a sweat. I'm watching my heart rate. I know for sure that I'm working. I'm burning calories, and I'm enjoying it. And I actually get up every day ready to go outside and do it. Whereas some of these other workout techniques in the past, I was dreading it. And before I knew it, it was 11:30 at night and I haven't done my workout and I have to make sure I do my workout. It just doesn't work. Find what works for you. Maybe it's running, maybe it's swimming, maybe it's Zumba, maybe it's yoga. Oh my gosh, I love yoga. I love, love, love yoga. And I fully believe you can lose weight by doing yoga if you are consistent with it and you really put your effort into it. So that is kind of my rant on exercise. I personally do not believe that there is only one form of exercise that is effective. And I don't even really believe that there's only one form that is effective for each person. I believe that we all have certain things that we love. And I know for a fact that losing weight is kind of like an algebraic equation. Okay, I'm a homeschooler, you guys. This is what I think about all the time. So weight loss and maintaining a healthy weight is literally X plus Y equals Z. That's all. X is the food that you're eating. Y is how you're moving your body. Z is your outcome. You can put any host of things in that X column. You can put healthy foods in that column, or you can put junk food and sugar in that column. And how you're moving, you can say, I'm going to have a sedentary life, I'm not going to move, or I'm going to move, I'm going to be active, whether it's walking or yoga or running or, Zumba or anything, weight training. Your outcome is going to be determined by X and Y. You get to choose what X and Y are going to be. If you put good things in your body and you move your body in some way, you literally cannot help but to have Y be a good outcome. It's math. It's science. It's a little bit of both. It's common sense. So what it comes down to is we have to get in the right mental, I was going to say mental state of mind, but that's kind of the same thing. You have to get in the right frame of mind, and you just have to decide that you're going to do something. You're going to do a little bit. Make the decision that you're going to walk for 10 minutes every single day. Get on your phone, get on your computer, and pick out some music that you love, that you can't wait to listen to. And then go outside, put on your music, and just walk or run or do whatever it is, fill in the blank, whatever it is that you love to do. And then decide that you're going to change one meal a day into something really healthy, or just swap out some things that you're already eating with maybe healthier alternatives. It doesn't have to be a complete overhaul of your entire diet. Can I just be honest with you guys and tell you that's not going to work? That never works for anyone. I've never met a person who could honestly say, yeah, I completely overhauled my entire diet and I stuck with it. No, that doesn't work. I have told my kids, I tell myself, I tell everyone that I talk to about this. You have to give yourself grace. My oldest daughter is currently doing a lot of the weight loss stuff with me. She wants to be healthy and she wants to be fit, and she has struggled a little bit with feeling deprivation. And I'm like, deprivation is going to lead to destruction. You are going to completely derail yourself if you allow yourself to feel deprived. If you have worked hard all week and then on Friday night we want to have pizza movie night, you allow yourself to have pizza. If you really want the pizza, have pizza. Don't eat a whole pizza, but allow yourself to enjoy the things you love. Maybe it's a soda. Maybe you really love, Sonic drinks. Allow yourself to have one a week and have it and enjoy it and then move on. But don't deprive yourself, because what that's going to do is it's going to cause you to completely go off the rails. And then before you know it, you're binge eating and you're taking in all the stuff that you said you didn't want to take in, and you're completely ruining all of your hard work. So as you can see, I have a lot of thoughts on all of this, and this has become an incredibly long video. So I'm going to wrap it up. I did tell you guys that I was going to share with you some photos. So I have dug up some photos, some of which I'm really not proud of. I'm gonna share with you guys a photo here of me right after I had my son. As I said, I was extremely heavy. For me, that was a very difficult and dark place for me to be in. And then I'm gonna share with you a photo of me prior to meeting my husband. Now, in this photo, I was, like I said, I was basically really unhealthy on the inside, but you couldn't tell it from the outside because I looked just fine. And then finally, I'm going to share some photos with you guys, some progress photos, and these are going to be the hardest ones for me to share because I'm wearing almost nothing in these pictures. These are progress photos that you would take basically if you were on a fitness journey. I'm going to share with you guys some photos that I took prior to me starting this journey, and then photos that I literally just took last week. And yes, you are going to see in these photos I am still overweight. I still carry a lot more weight in my midsection than I want to. But I'm trying to remind myself that this is a process. I didn't gain all of this weight overnight. I'm not going to lose all of this weight overnight. I can look at these photos and see progress. And so I know that what I'm doing is working. So I hope and pray that you guys can be kind in the comment section below, because I'm not gonna lie, these photos are very hard to share with you. But they're real. This is really me. This is really my body. And I have to keep in mind that my body has grown and nourished 4 children. And so I have to be proud of the fact that my body did that. And so I'm going to continue on this journey. I'm not going to tell myself that I have to get to a certain number on the scale. The number on the scale does not matter to me anymore. I will tell you that right now the number on my scale says 171 pounds. In my mind, that is so far from the 135 that I used to be, but that's okay. I know that I will never be 135 pounds again if I want to have the muscle that I want to have, if I want to be healthy, because that 135, that was a great number to see, but I was extremely unhealthy. I don't ever want to be that again. I honestly would be fine with 150 pounds, 155 pounds. I'm working right now on losing the extra body fat. I know that my body doesn't need that, but I'm not stressing about the scale. I will get there when I get there. I'm going to enjoy the journey. I'm going to enjoy the process. I'm going to enjoy my walks and my weight training and my yoga and my swimming and all of the other things that I'm doing. I'm going to enjoy the foods that I'm putting in my body, and I'm going to enjoy the treats that I'm allowing myself to have now as well. And eventually, over time, all of those things, X plus Y equals Z, I'll get where I need to be. I'm finally, for the first time in 15 years, at a place mentally that is a healthy mindset. And that makes all the difference in the world. So I hope that this video has spoken to someone. I hope that me sharing my journey helps someone, even if one person is influenced in a positive manner from this video. It will be totally worth me putting myself out there, sharing my story, sharing these pictures with you guys. My goal on this channel is to encourage other women who are struggling, who don't know where to turn. They don't have any ideas. I'm here for you guys. I want to encourage you. I want to share. I want to be transparent. I want to be real with you, and I want you to see that you are not alone. So if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them down below this video. I love corresponding with you and getting to know you all. This was a really long video, and I'm not gonna lie, it was a little bit hard for me to share, but I'm glad that I did. I hope that you guys have enjoyed. If you did, make sure you give me a thumbs up on this video, because it supports my channel and it lets me know that you guys were positively influenced in some way. So moving forward, I'm probably going to share with you guys a what I eat in a day video, because I have a feeling that that's going to be one of the questions I'm going to get. And yeah, if there's anything else that you would like to ask, or any other videos that you would like to see pertaining to weight loss, health, fitness, I'm not an expert. This entire video is literally just my experience and my opinions and my very emotional opinions. But I'm happy to share with you guys. So I'm gonna wrap up the video now. I hope that you guys have enjoyed, and I hope that you'll stay tuned, and I hope that you will take steps today to pursue your health and fitness and overall wellness. Thanks so much, guys. Bye-bye.